Hello and welcome to another episode of the NBA 2K podcast. I'm your host, RF Ribeiro, and we are 20 days in, just about, to the NBA 2K25 release. And with that, I should also point out that I'm about 100 hours into NBA 2K25. And if you do the math, that's around, depending on if you want to count the early content creators access on the 3rd. It's about 5 hours on average of NBA 2K25 for the last 20 days, 21 days, 20 days, something like that. So that's just for me. And you know what's funny about that is it's actually not that many hours because I'm only starter 1 still, and I'm like 70% of the way to starter 2 as of this podcast, and that's 100 hours. And there's already so many people that are starter 2, starter 3, 4. There's people already to the next one with veteran or legend, whatever it is. There's people with way more time, and I just did the math. A 5 hours average for 20 days. You do that 5 times 20, that's 100 hours of 2K25. Unless I'm wrong, that's it's quite a number. It's 5 hours is 5 hours a day every day is quite a bit. But it's actually insane to me that there's people playing so much more. But anyway, this podcast episode is basically going to be just kind of a review, 100 hour in. What do I think? And also, what is the community saying at this point? And there's a few points to reiterate. Things like rhythm shooting and things like where to practice your jump shot with latency, because there is a place and there is a way to do it. So I'll start with my points. My points, I guess, of what I think so far. 100 hours in, 100 hours into 2K25, and I'm feeling more and more confident that although I enjoy the game, I'm not like against 2K25. It's not my favorite, and I did like last year's better. I did. And now, if I have to give a reason, is well, there's a few reasons. So last year, to me personally, it felt more rewarding to put time to practice, as in, if I go to the Gatorade facility and I pick a jump shot and I practice that jump shot and I learn that jump shot, once I go online, I have I'm pretty confident of the jump shot and the dribbles that I practiced, and because it's a green or miss year last year, I'm confident that, when I miss, I know I miss because I mistimed it, or because I know it's a badly contested shot, and whatever. Things felt more direct in terms of, you do this and this will happen, and that's just the way it was. This year, there's a lot of mystery and surprise to everything, to a contest in the paint, contest on the perimeter, steals, a passing lane. Is it going to be a steal? Is it not? Shooting, how consistent are you? Can you hit 3 in a row, 4 in a row, 5 in a row? Can you, how are fades? How is it button or is it stick shooting? What should you be doing? Should you be on release? Should you be on set? Should you be on high risk? Should you be, there's just so much. There's so much new stuff to think about and worry about and have to contemplate, like, you know, I see posts, people complaining about the lockdowns and the post control and the post lockdown badge not really working, or hooks being broken again, like close shot, like the post close shot, like little floaters, layup things, being super powerful and hard to stop, and some people complaining about interior defense not being there, people just getting dunked on. There's and then there's people that seem that they think everything is fine the way it is, and I, for the most part, do believe things are by design the way they are right now. Most things, because there's just no way. There's some things that just, having played 2K for so long and having known a little bit of how 2K does things, there's just no way that some of the things that I'm seeing are by design completely. So this is what I think is going to happen. Season 2 is going to come around next month, and I think there's going to be some changes. I don't know if they're going to be significant yet. It really depends. But I do think there's going to be some updates to things that people have been talking about. And I don't want to make a comment right now that might be taken out of context, or might be looked at too much right now. So I'll wait until actual things happen, or they seem closer to happening. But basically what I'm saying, in other words, is that I don't see 2K25 being in this state for 9 seasons or 8 seasons, whatever you want to say. There's going to be changes coming, because although there are a lot of people saying don't change this and don't change that, there's more people complaining about new things. It's not even people complaining about the same thing. There's people complaining about new things every day. And every day there seems to be something else to complain about. So eventually, and I think season 2 is that eventually, there's going to be a significant update to something. So I'll leave that at that. Look, 100 hours in, I'm enjoying my time, but look, I love grinding games. I've played, if you're familiar with RuneScape, I have over 16,000 hours in RuneScape altogether throughout my life. 20 years of playing RuneScape, basically. I love grinding. I love the monotonous, just the clicking and seeing numbers go up, and you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy just pure grind for the sake of grinding a number. 2K25 being a basketball simulator, the grind shouldn't be the way it is right now. It's hard to put into words, but I just wish that, honestly, I feel like if this year, taking everything into account, if this year was green or miss like last year, taking everything else into account, I would probably enjoy the game a lot more. There's just I don't know what it is, but I just, the green or miss was such a good update to 24. I really enjoy that. And I guess shooting was still too easy, even though, if I had to guess, the average 2K player would shoot maybe 60%, maybe 50 something percent last year. The average for the year. And this year, obviously, the percentages are going down to maybe 40s. low 40s, high 50s maybe as an average for this year so far. Uh, Maybe actually lower than that, maybe into the 30s, into the high 30s. I don't understand why they removed green or miss. And it's not like they removed it from button and added it to rhythm shooting. Rhythm shooting, although it is way better, and I guess we can segue into rhythm shooting. Rhythm shooting is way better than button, and I think 2K Lab did a test where they said it was 70% better than button. It's still not a guaranteed 100% green or miss. Why was green or miss removed? Is it because of Zens? Is it because of Titans? Were people cheating? Was it still too easy for people that play the game all the time to shoot consistently? Because if that's the case, then look, if you play 10 hours a day every day, you have to be rewarded. You have to be rewarded. You're putting time into the game. It's not even you're not buying. You could be buying builds, whatever. You could put VC into builds, but you still have to practice your jump shot. You have to put time into it. Yeah, that to me is probably the most upsetting thing. It's probably why, if I just narrow it down to one thing, it has to be the green or miss. The fact that there is no green or miss options at all. Yeah, I hate that. Hey 2K community, are you a competitive player who likes money? Prove it on Gamer Saloon, the ultimate arena for NBA 2K players. Whether you're a pro or just starting out, Gamer Saloon lets you challenge players from around the world and win real cash prizes. So no more playing 1v1s to brag about it. Now you can get paid for winning. Gamer Saloon offers a seamless platform with various tournaments and head-to-head matches, perfect for every level of player. Listeners of the NBA 2K podcast can sign up today at gamersaloon.com/ribpodcast. All one word, gamersaloon.com/ribpodcast. Link in the description. And yeah, rhythm shooting is what I'm talking about now, but rhythm shooting is, yeah, recommended. I've said it before. Do use it if you can. If you're a big man, if you're a catch and shoot corner sitter, definitely learn rhythm shooting. You are going to be way more consistent, but you can still miss. You can still miss, just not as often as you would with button. And to talk a little bit about SBMM, skill-based matchmaking, just a little bit because I've already talked about it before. Somebody made a post where they're saying that red plates are exaggerating the wait times, and somebody actually posted a video where they recorded themselves sitting 15 minutes to get a single game at 7 p.m. on a weekend on East servers during a 2K25 event. And I have to say, I've had these long wait times in rec. I've had them in theater. And I'm not even the red plate. I was an orange plate at the time. Just the one just before red plate. And yeah, I sat, 5+ minutes in the theater. I left. I went to the rec and I sat 5 minutes there too. And maybe it's a bug, or maybe it is just the game not able to find people of the same whatever it's using to skill-based match. It's something that's never happened to me. I've never had to wait to play a game of 2K unless it was like 5 a.m. in May or something. But yeah, I don't know what the answer is here. Skill-based matchmaking is, I think it is doing more harm than good. I'm not seeing, I see a lot of people that are for it, but I see a lot of people against it. But in the games, in the actual games, they don't seem any better or worse than whatever previous years. They don't, to me. Maybe other people have different opinions, and that's fine. It just seems like something that's slowing down the game. Finding games is harder for whatever reason. It's there's people also making 60 overalls to get away from this. So there's people finding ways to avoid it and actually making it harder for the newcomers because they're on 60 overall builds, and a lot of newcomers will be on 60 overall builds because they're not buying VC. So complete oversight by 2K, or maybe something that they can somehow fix or make it better. I don't know. And I guess I'll end off with the jump shot practice. So yeah, last year the only place you could go with latency to practice your jump shot was the Gatorade facility. This year, so when you're in my court, you have to go to your friends list and then connect to their server. And then when you do that, you go to my court, and then in there, there should be some latency. And that's basically how you do it this year. It's very easy, very simple. I recommend it. You could also make a Pro-Am team and just go in there and practice. However, you won't have a machine like passing you the ball. You're going to have to go and get the ball every time, which if you're fine doing, I guess you can do that as well. It gives you a different court, I guess, if you want to do that. And of course, you can also practice around the courts in the city if you want to do that. But people could step on the court and then play you. So, yeah, I think for this episode, I've gotten through everything that I wanted to talk about. And yeah, 100 hours in, I'm probably going to have a few more 100 hours before the year's over. And yeah, I hope things progress for the better into next season. We still have a few more weeks left until we have like a month left until next season. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next one.